for Christmas. For our social media question, we ask, what will be your keep fit strategy for the season? Share your responses on our Love 1FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-9973-125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your response later on the program, but first is I quote.
All right, today's I quote says, "Nothing exceeds like excess." And this one is from Oscar Wilde.
Well, yeah, I guess he said it all.
Right.
Nothing exceeds
Like excess.
Good morning, Jacal.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hope all is well with you, sir.
Yeah, man, all is well. All is well.
The first watch will be back after this break.
Today, the Morning Watch is sponsored by Bashco, the store that gives you more.
This is a special announcement from Love 101 and Love Television. Our general offices will be closed to the public at 12 noon on Tuesday, December 24, and will be closed on Wednesday, December 25, and Thursday, December 26, 2024. Our offices will be open on Friday, December 27 at 8:30 a.m. Programs and commercials for the period Tuesday, December 24 through to Friday, December 27 should be submitted by 12 noon on Friday, December 20, 2024, and obituaries and notices by 10 a.m. on the same day to ensure scheduling for broadcast. Love 101 and Love TV wish for you and yours a Merry Christmas.
Flight attendants, prepare for arrival. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on our final approach into Fort Lauderdale International.
Welcome home to Fort Lauderdale. Enjoy the service you love when you fly the Caribbean way. Our convenient schedule gives you the freedom to plan your perfect getaway. From power meetings to family greetings, take on adventure plays or get styled on shopping days. Fly Caribbean Airlines 3 times weekly from Kingston to Fort Lauderdale. Book now at Caribbean-Airlines.com or call 888-359-2475. Welcome home.
Breeze. Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plus, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze.
Ever dreamed of visiting the city of gold? Spending your Satchel Bank MasterCard credit card from November 28 to December 31, 2024 will you chance to win a luxury prize that's guaranteed to Dubai. Yes, you can experience Disney skyscrapers and postcard perfect attractions of Dubai. The more you spend with your Satchel Bank MasterCard credit card, the more chances to win. Enjoy the best rewards ever. Conditions apply. Authorized in Section 58 of the Best Investment Elections Category Learn more at Satchel.com.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the first watch. And, of course, when we're dealing with matters of, well, let's get right into it. It's been known that persons sometimes will seek to flee justice. They may book a flight to escape the long arm of the Jamaican law, and they may seek to go to another jurisdiction, another country. It might be near, it might be far away. The person may get away, they may not get away. Sometimes they are found, sometimes they are returned to face charges. How often do suspects actually try to flee the island? At the moment, we have online, I believe it is Gordon Ellison, Managing Director, TGE Consulting Limited, International Security Consultant. Gordon Ellison, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Marshall. Good morning to our listeners everywhere.
You know, Mr. Ellison, this is a very interesting topic because when persons go to other jurisdictions, you have questions as to whether we have an extradition treaty with that country so that they can be returned here, etc. You'll even hear stories sometimes about persons who are said to have committed crimes, and they say, "No, man, they're not dead. They're somewhere overseas." Mr. Ellison, how often do suspects, to your knowledge, actually try to flee the island of Jamaica?
It's funny you should ask that because this happens very regularly. And I say very regularly because oftentimes persons who are wanted for crimes in Jamaica are actually found overseas and apprehended overseas. The frequency of it and the actual number might not be something that can be calculated because our borders outside of our airports, we have a lot of unmanned and unpatrolled borders. It's not like we have checkpoints in Hanover, St. Elizabeth, and we're an island. So any small go fast boat can take you somewhere to our nearest island. And if you even look at some of the boats that are coming here with immigrants from other countries, it speaks to the frequency of movement and the importance of our Coast Guard and air patrol capabilities.
I see. So I think you're trying to tell us in a nutshell that many of these attempts to escape are quite successful. Mr. Ellison.
Yeah, so I would not say many are successful. I'm saying it is very possible for someone who has committed any crime to escape the island unnoticed, especially if they did not go through our international airports.
Yes. But it would likely mean that they would have had to come to some arrangement. Let me try to avoid the word collude for a moment. They would have had to come to some arrangement with someone, perhaps who has a boat or, can facilitate them getting on a boat to leave the country at short notice. Gordon Ellison.
Yeah, correct. You are correct.
Yes.
And if you look at the count of how many boats we have that are probably not even registered, you'd be alarmed at how many of these fishermen out there or boat operators who have not actually registered with our national agency so that we could at least know and track, just like your motor vehicles that are licensed. Also, boats should also be licensed and registered with our national agencies.
I was deliberately trying to avoid the word fisherman or fishermen because I didn't want it to appear as if we are casting on any aspersions on a particular group of persons with boats, because you have many different types of persons in Jamaica with boats, but you have gone there in terms of fishermen and boat operators. When you say fishermen and boat operators, exactly what do you mean, especially boat operators?
All right, so anyone who does boat for charter, for hire, who have capacity to actually, or even trained, who have mastered the seas, know the tides, know the geography. And most of these, even small boats, have GPS that they can go anywhere. So it's not limited to fishermen. It's just that they are the most likely and common person on the seas every day. You won't find a yacht on the sea every day. You won't find a big operator or boat operator on the sea every day. And in the harbors as well.
Yes, and let's divert a little bit from boats, but even planes, because when you say going through airports, I think the assumption is that you're going through one of the international airports that we have in Jamaica. But going by plane, does it only have to be by the established methods that we're speaking of here?
All right, very good, Mr. Marshall. It's good that you asked that because we have a lot of airstrips. Clarendon was one such known airstrip and some other airstrips across the country. This is most aircraft, because of our civil aviation infrastructure and the technologies that we have, aircraft and even drones can be detected, and anything with an instrument that takes off can be detected whether it is registered or not. And so if an aircraft that takes off is unknown by the radar of our civil aviation agency here in Jamaica, then it prompts something, an unauthorized, and it is even more risky to take an unauthorized flight by virtue of our radar and communication with international agents. And go into that when we come back, because that is very, very critical for us to, it's not giving away secrets, but it's good for us, as Jamaicans to know the capabilities that we have in this country and how we manage to intercept persons, intercept drugs, intercept guns that are trying to enter or leave our ports.
You mentioned the whole thing about intercepting aircraft or knowing which aircraft is taking off, regardless of whether it's from an airstrip or international airport. But I think you're assuming, Gordon Ellison, that the person would be seated in a seat on the flight, and they're not masked. They are, but hasn't it been known that persons will, for instance, be whisked away out of the country, maybe in a crate or some other means to disguise or hide their existence on the flight, as the case may be, or on the sea craft?
Very, very possible, but look at it now. So it's not just leaving the country you have to consider about, but arriving in another country.
We haven't even gotten there yet, but we're still at the point of leaving Jamaica.
Right. Very possible.
To the suspect who is trying to escape. So have you heard about those scenarios, or so far you haven't heard of any sort of dramatic situations where they're placed in a crate, in a suitcase, or anything like that?
No, I haven't. And if they manage to do that, they would have to endure extreme temperatures, extreme cabin pressure, and there's a whole lot that goes on that we assume that where your bag travels is a nice comfort place for a person to be in. So there's a lot that happens when it comes down to stowaway baggages. And even just last week, a lady stowed away 3 times in the US on separate planes and was caught. So you can attempt, but there are systems in place to minimize the possibility of you actually escaping the legitimate authorities.
And now we can try to get, before we head to the break, the whole matter of arriving in the other country. The presumption is going to be that you're going to be entering a country with a porous border as well. Hold that thought while you think about it, Gordon Ellison. We're going to go to a break right now. Listeners, please stay with us. Very interesting topic. We'll be right back at the Morning Watch.
Christmas a come go down a Basco. 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 We go down to Basco. Christmas tree, give start of family. Feeding up on Christmas Day. We get the celebration down a Basco. Matching cheese and curtains go down a Basco. Something for everyone go down a Basco. Christmas a come down a Basco.
You hear the news? AM Financial give them customers cash back for the Christmas. Cash back, you can get up to $15,000 with every loan disbursed. True, plus them increase the loan amount so you can get anything you want, and with every loan you get a free gift. Please apply now at loansale.amfinancialja.com or WhatsApp 876-437-393. Make sure you apply early. Promotion ends January 31st. Conditions apply. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Kay. She loved to dance and play. One day at school, she got very ill, and Mom was left with an unbearable bill. It would be easier if Mom was prepared. With school companion, 80% of the bill is cleared. Medical care for children is a must. For as low as $2,540 per month, make unbearable medical bills go away. Sign up for Surgical School Companion today. Conditions apply.
Are you a registered charity clearing charitable items during the holiday and in the new year? Here are some reminders from the Jamaica Customs Agency to assist you with your clearance. Ensure you have a valid copy of the Certificate of Registration from the Department of Cooperatives and Friendly Societies, a letter of authorization, if applicable, the signed special declaration, the bill of lading or airway bill, your packing list, your invoice or receipts, a valid tax compliance certificate, and the relevant permit and licenses where applicable. Also, ensure that shipments are consigned to the charity at the registered address and that donations for schools are consigned to the National Education Trust. For customs-related queries, you may contact Jamaica Customs at 876-922-5140 or email public.relations@jca.gov.jf. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the first watch, and the topic is fleeing justice. Our guest so far is Gordon Ellison, Managing Director, TGE Consulting Limited, International Security Consultant. Gordon Ellison, just before the break, we've got to explore the whole matter of people trying to flee justice and the ways that they will try to do so, the various methods, sea and air, and, issues related to that. And the whole matter now of them arriving in the other country or jurisdiction, and I had made mention of the hope that the person may have. I never said the hope before, but I'm adding that now. The hope that they might have is that they're entering a country with a porous border. It's said that Jamaica has porous borders. Any comment, Gordon Ellison?
Yes, very, very critical question, because when you look at how an average person, let's look at the average criminal, the average human being, the average Jamaican, how connected is the average person in another land if it's not part of an organized crime group or organized syndicate? You and I can't just jet off to, even if we have family in the nearest island, we can't just jet off because we assume that there's a poor on the receiving end. This would have to be an organized, I use the proper word, I'll use it, collusion. You will have to have made plans to when is the patrol out there, because we have airway, we have Coast Guard, we have Marine Police. And so there are many elements that this would have to be so aligned for you to actually commit a crime, use one of our porous borders, get in another country through another porous border, and know exactly the routine, the law enforcement, because people talk. All of what the police know, all of what the intelligence is out there, it's not manufactured. It's coming from human sources. And, we have a responsibility to say, and the police also has a responsibility to know which ports are most likely, just like how we know some aircraft used to take off from Clarendon. It is our responsibility to know what's happening, and that's the importance of patrols and JDA flying around all the time. It's not just because they want to fly around. It's important to see where are some strips that are possible for these things to happen. And same for the Marine Police. It's important to know where these vessels are, who are operating these vessels, and this kind of information and intelligence. So it's very difficult to actually successfully launch an operation without collusion or support from an organized crime group.
Let's come back into the island for a moment. Someone might be a suspect and they're trying to leave the country, but they're caught before they're leaving. How, without giving away too many secrets, how does that really happen? You catch the person before they actually leave.
All right. So firstly, I can say it's what I'm going to say. It's probably not a secret. It's out there. In my civil aviation lectures, I inform the students of You know, that's why you can't buy a ticket today to leave tomorrow, because there's a whole national database. It's not the day when you go to the counter and you used to buy a ticket and you're on standby. You're now buying a ticket digitally. It runs your name, your passport information, and all those information that you push through. It's pushed through an international database, and you have airports communicating, or we call it airport or aircop. And so each airport is now saying, if Gordon Ellison committed a crime the last time, what was his travel history, and all this is out there. It's law enforcement has that they get from these platforms that they use to buy your ticket. And so it is unwise to even try to commit a crime buying a digital ticket, because we don't sell manual tickets anymore. And so it's probably one of the most unsafe way to leave a country, through our airports, because of the technology, the international cooperation, and the real-time alerts. The police doesn't have to report it. There are real-time alerts once my name goes into a system. If I have a criminal record, if a judge has ordered a stop on my travel documents, you don't even have to take somebody's passport if you put a stop on their travel documents. You know, when was the last time your passport was stamped in the US when you landed? So everything now is digital. We're talking about facial recognition. We're talking about cameras that can detect behavior. And so if I'm in an airport and the AI technology now, Stokeley, is massive, and it's to places where it could be fearful, but it could be very protective by protecting us from deviant people, persons, from persons on watch lists, from
in a
terrorist
nutshell,
groups, etc.
So in a nutshell, in terms of answering the question, which you did in a very detailed, no, I won't say roundabout, but in a very detailed way, you have indicated that the person can be called even before they leave, because the minute they book that ticket, their name is entered in a database. And you didn't use the word algorithm, but I think that's what you meant. We're using artificial intelligence. The algorithm will feed through the system. Tell me if I'm wrong, will feed through the system and pick up whether this person is a suspect who you need to look out for by the time they get to the airport.
Correct. And you're right on point.
Okay.
Right.
Now, in terms of even before so when they be caught before they leave, they'd be caught at the airport.
Yes.
Okay.
And go ahead.
And in terms of their being en route to the airport or heading to get to the airport, how might the police intercept them? Is it that they'd be having them under surveillance? I don't know, if you want to say.
All right. So the police strategies are really for the police to speak to. But what I know is possible is you have your vehicles are registered to you. If you have one or two, or you're meeting an accident and the plate is run and it shows it's Gordon's vehicle, and I have another vehicle, then naturally all my vehicles would become something of interest to the police.
It could be a taxi. It could be a taxi.
Good. So if it's a taxi now, the best place to intercept would be at the airport, and that's why we have police at the airport. We have persons who understand, who understand not only the police, but even the airport staff are trained on how to handle these situations if a red flag comes up.
Okay.
Because
the screen that they're looking at, the public don't see that screen.
Exactly so.
Okay, exactly so if something is flagged, they'll see something on the screen and they'll politely tell you to wait or something like that. Okay, while they do whatever they need to do. And right. in terms of facial recognition, so sorry, you never said this, but if I'm to sift through what you are trying to say, it would appear as if the moment you get to the airport, certainly in the airport terminal, there are cameras littered everywhere and they can pick up the person as they walk in.
Correct. And you have that technology that can track you. So if I input your face to say, all right, Gordon has committed an incident and we want to have him even as small as secondary school, I'm traveling on an airport for a first time. So there are many things, Stokeley, that could flag a passenger. If you've
Yeah.
never traveled with American Airlines and you buy an American airline ticket for the first time, you may be secondary screened, and then you can be monitored automatically from the camera, from the solution to say, track this person. You remember when COVID came in and we had cameras telling you your body temperature? This has been around for years. It's just that COVID brought it now more common to us.
Okay.
In the Caribbean, we're getting the technology.
And when the person is caught, I suppose what happens next? The law takes its course.
The law takes its course, and we need witnesses. This is what we suffer from in Jamaica. We don't have a lot of witnesses. People see things, they rather not say something, as opposed to other countries where people see, they say something.
Well, when you say other countries, Mr. Ellison, it depends on which countries.
Correct. You're correct.
Because there are some countries where people say absolutely nothing.
I don't want to call name on the program.
That's fine. That's all right.
I want to call you.
Yes. Now, in terms of any final comments you want to leave with us, because never enough time on the morning watch. But as we wrap, a lot of this technology you're talking about, it can help to catch persons who are suspects or trying to leave. And I mean, that might say a lot of things about the suspect, but innocent until proven guilty. Well, and as an attorney, I keep saying that. But on a broader level or on a broader scale, any guidance you want to give to persons generally, because persons might be listening and they're saying, this thing is catching the suspect. What about me going about my lawful business? Do I want my picture? Do I want my image all over the place? Do I want law enforcement to have my facial image? I'm not doing anything wrong, but hey, I mean, really? It feels a little dystopic to me. Any comments you want to leave with us, Mr. Ellis?
And by all right, it may feel that way. But what I want to use this next minute and assure our law-abiding citizens, which is normally most of the population, is that you never know what might happen to you 10 minutes after you get to the airport. And it is this audit, it is this clandestine recording that is, one, your information is protected by international rights and data protection acts. So the police or the airport cannot broadcast you or say this is your travel history unless you have given the opportunity or given the right for them to do that, or you've committed an offense. And
no,
so
it's
this
not,
is really to
it's
protect.
not that, it's just the idea that Big Brother knows so much.
True, and that is always scary. But I mean, the way it can be handled, despite it is managed by humans, where integrity can always be questioned, it's that you have that right. If your data is breached or your privacy is breached, then you have support from counsel, you have support by law to protect that which was breached. But it is for our protection. It may seem intrusive at times, but then imagine if something should happen. Imagine if there should be a terrorist activity and there's no recording. Last 3 persons who were seen with suspicious packages.
I must apologize to you, Mr. Ellison, and to the listener. Sometimes your audio cuts in and cuts out a little bit, but for the most part, we have been hearing you loud and clear, sir. Of course, none of this exists in terms of, or not as much of this exists in terms of this our borders, in terms of the sea. As you rightly have noted, someone can go into a boat and just sail off the coast of Jamaica. So a lot of this facial recognition, etc., that's taking place at airports is not taking place on the average, coast of Jamaica. Any thought or comment on that before we wrap today?
Yeah, absolutely. I know what is being done, or it has been done for some years now, and I hope I'm being heard clearly, is there are some radar technology that's out there. So if you cross a line and you're unregistered, then it would tick off something to say, here we have an unregistered vessel here. And the issue is, if it's registered and it's not searched, then that could be another concern. So law is always catching up.
You mean if it's unregistered and not searched, or if it is registered and searched?
If it is registered, sorry, if it's registered, it would not give a ping as an unregistered vessel. And so the good thing is, if a registered vessel commits an offense, then we know it is registered too. the
But
issues.
obviously there's some gray areas there, and I guess from a human rights standpoint, I am going to always advocate for the privacy of individuals. I'm not promoting the use of anything for criminal purposes, but in no way, shape, or form. I mean, criminals, who are trying to do things wrong. I mean, everyone has a right to due process, of course, innocent until proven guilty. But having said that, I am somewhat concerned about the dystopic nature of a lot of this. But I want to thank you for your time and for your thoughts, Gordon Ellison. Very interesting discussion.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. Listeners, please stay with us. We'll be right back with the Morning Watch.
If you want to make this holiday season, give the gifts that keep on giving. The time by Jane Bank is.
Time is now 7:32.
This is a special announcement from Love 101 and Love Television. Our general offices will be closed to the public at 12 noon on Tuesday, December 24, and will be closed on Wednesday, December 25, and Thursday, December 26, 2024. Our offices will be open on Friday, December 27 at 8:30 a.m. Programs and commercials for the period Tuesday, December 24 through to Friday, December 27 should be submitted by 12 noon on Friday, December 20, 2024, and obituaries and notices by 10 a.m. on the same day to ensure scheduling for broadcast. Love 101 and Love TV wish for you and yours a Merry Christmas.
Christmas a come down a Pasco. 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 We go down to the Pasco. Christmas tree, gifts for the family. Sitting up on Christmas Day. We get the decoration down a Pasco. Matching sheet and curtains down a Pasco. Something for everyone down a Pasco. Christmas a come down a Pasco.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Breeze. Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plus, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app. Then select one of 3 affordable third-party options, 25, 35, or 40,000 annually. But there's more. For a limited time, when you purchase a third-party insurance on the GK1 app, you get $1,000 in your GK1 wallet. Yes, money back just like that. One app, 3 motor insurance options from GK General Insurance. Download and insure your car on the GK1 app today.
Mama work hard, for real. She do the most to send me and my brother go school. So, the dream was always to go to university. Well, I fulfilled 2 dreams with 1 Jane Bank savings plan enough. Further my education, and I make mama proud.
Wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank will help you find a way.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations.
Recommendations on what?
On how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jn.
We are on the road to republic.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marsh. Let's take a look now at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. And a little bit of sad news here in the Gleaner. Former PNP MP Carl Miller is dead, hailed as a perfect gentleman. And we also have in the Gleaner this morning. One moment, please. I'll turn quickly to the Observer first then. Suspect held. Police make swift breakthrough in Barbara Gale murder case. And we have in Loop Jamaica News. We have here in Loop Jamaica News. Suspect arrested in connection to Barbara Gale's gruesome killing. And to turn back to the Gleaner, there is a story of interest further afield in Africa, West Africa, of great concern. Several children killed in stampede at holiday fair event in Nigeria. State governor says. Those and many other stories in our various newspapers. Coming up next, we'll read some of the feedback from our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp question, which is what will be your keep fit strategy for the season? If you haven't done so yet, leave your responses on our Facebook or YouTube Love, 1FM Jamaica Live, and also WhatsApp comments and voice notes too. 876-9973-125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Morning Watch. We want to thank Bashco, the store that gives you more, for sponsoring the hour 7 to 8.
Is your money idling when it could be thriving? With CIBC Caribbean's fixed deposit offering, you can take charge of your cash. With 50,000 Jamaican to start, choose terms from 30 days to 2 years. Lock in your funds and enjoy premium rates guaranteed to grow your wealth. Whether you're eyeing short or long-term gains, our fixed deposit account puts you firmly in control of your money. Now is the time to open a CIBC fixed deposit account and start earning more today. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Mom, I'm thirsty.
Don't worry, my love. I have the perfect solution. Your favorite Tang flavor in a new look.
Is that small envelope enough for the whole jar?
Yes, my love. It makes 2 liters. And this time with extra vitamins.
I love it, Mommy. What vitamins does it have?
Vitamin C, D, and zinc. Share the delicious taste of Tang in its new look and same yield. Perfect for refreshing any time of the day. Choose your favorite flavor and enjoy.
Have a good time. White grape, red grape, strawberry, peach. Any celebration, the buckle of reach. Pink and blue, magic papa, baby shower. Mixed food, pineapple, coconut, good for your hour. I'm the Jamaican sorry. Mix and straight, everybody can manage.
Make magical moments with Magic Sparkling.
This is a special announcement from Love 101 and Love Television. Our general offices will be closed to the public at 12 noon on Tuesday, December 24, and will be closed on Wednesday, December 25, and Thursday, December 26, 2024. Our offices will be open on Friday, December 27 at 8:30 a.m. Programs and commercials for the period Tuesday, December 24 through to Friday, December 27 should be submitted by 12 noon on Friday, December 20, 2024, and obituaries and notices by 10 a.m. on the same day to ensure scheduling for broadcast. Love 101 and Love TV wish for you and yours a Merry Christmas.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. And you're invited to the Season Splendor Christmas Small Business Expo.
That's right, on Saturday, December 21 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Head on over to Campion College for a one-of-a-kind Christmas shopping experience.
Discover amazing local businesses, unique gifts, delicious treats, and so much more. Perfect for everyone on your list.
It's a holiday shopping spree like no other. And the best part, it's free. Yep, you heard right. Free.
So get your family, bring your friends, and come shop with love this Christmas. Don't miss out on the fun, the deals, and the holiday cheer.
We can't wait to see you at Season Splendor Expo, Saturday, December 21 at Campion College. Let's make this Christmas extra special.
Hello and welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We move right into the second watch. Now, it's a time of the year when a lot of persons will want to give themselves a pass on just about everything. You know, you might want to give yourself a pass on waking up early. You want to give yourself a pass on keeping a schedule. You want to give yourself a pass on following a diet and a pass on doing your exercises. However, how can one ensure that one does not become unfit this season? We have as our guest this morning a popular Chief Executive Officer of the Train Fit Club, founder and CEO of Train Fit Club, Stokeley Rose. Mr. Rose, good morning, sir. My namesake. Stokeley Rose, are you with us?
Yes.
How are you, Stokeley? I've not spoken to you in a while.
Yeah, man, I understand, but being that we share the same name, I think we're always we're connected.
Yes, always good to speak to you, Stokeley. Now, first of all, Mr. Rose, what are the best exercise routines for this time of the year? Please help us.
Well, I think this time of year, I mean, it's a season of joy and happiness, and like we at Train Fit Club try to advocate, exercise and fitness all year round. But I think we just have to stick to the basics of what to do this time of year, understanding that you might not be going into the gyms and stuff like that. So just the basic walking. Make sure you walk at least 30 minutes per day. You can break that up into intervals if you're at your office. Make sure you use less of the elevator and use the stairs. Make sure for lunch you can walk with your friends to get lunch probably further than you usually do. And just play with your kids. If you're in and around the house, try to do more gardening. Just try to be active within your own space. So when you are eating the abundance of calories, you would still be understanding that your body is leveled off in a neutral way, even if it's not in a deficit, which you always want to have a surplus of energy, being a deficit, calorie deficit, so you can lose weight. You really just want to stick to the basic this time of year. And if you're a gym goer, obviously, you can still go to the gym and do your basic workout, so not to slack off.
Hold that thought 1 second, Stokeley Rose, because we're upon a break already. Listeners, please stay with us. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
We go down to Boston. Christmas tree, it's not a family. Sitting up on Christmas Day. We get decorations go down a Vasco. Matching sheet and curtains go down a Vasco. Something for everyone go down a Vasco. Christmas a something down a Vasco.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app. Then select one of 3 affordable third-party options, 25, 35, or 40,000 annually. But there's more. For a limited time, when you purchase a third-party insurance on the GK1 app, you get $1,000 in your GK1 wallet. Yes, money back just like that. One app, 3 motor insurance options from GK General Insurance. Download and insure your car on the GK1 app today.
Get the skills and certification that equates to jobs and money worldwide. In 3 to 4 months at the Distinction College, start day, evening, and Saturday classes in pharmacy technician, bartending and mixology, project and HR management, hospitality, airline ticketing, and sales. No subjects required, no age limits, no entrance test. Register this week and win an additional course for free. Or visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios, or call us at 876-356-4167. Distinction College, the school of champions.
Hello and welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the second watch. We're having a very important and interesting discussion with Stokeley Rose, founder and CEO of Train Fit Club. And the topic is Fit for Christmas. Fit for Christmas. And just before the break, Stokeley Rose, you were outlining for us briefly how one can maintain their fitness even during this season. Any further thoughts you want to raise with us before I ask you something else, sir? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, as I said to you, if you are not a person who like the outdoors, and stuff like that, you can still go indoors. You have multiple facilities all around the corporate area. If you're in any other cities, you have facilities that you can go. But the main point is just to try and be active in whatever you're doing. If you're going to the mall, park your car a little bit further so you can, get your walking in, that excess walking in. Kids are always energized. And one of the things that as parents, sometimes we tend not to want to take our kids because of the distraction. But that distraction sometimes is pretty good for your physical well-being, because they're always going to keep you busy, and that in itself is a unique way to consistently burn calories. Just having to manage them if you're a parent.
What I like about what you're saying, Stokely, is that you try to fit. I just said fit. You try to fit. You try to fit keeping fit into just about everything. Am I correct? Yes.
Yes.
However. Yes. What about those persons who find themselves tempted to eat more food than usual at this time? Ham, cake, potato, salad, etc. And what if you're on a special eating regime? Any thoughts you want to share with us in terms of exercise?
Yes, well, the eating is the most important part, because it doesn't matter how much you exercise. If you're eating excess, it will all go to naught. And this time of year, psychologically, you don't want to impose too much restrictions on persons. But Train Fit Club and the team, we have a program that we try to advocate. Just normalcy, what we create as normalcy within this space. So, say for example, I'm a lover of rice, so I like to eat rice, and rice is one of the things that pack weight on you more so than cakes and stuff like that, but we eat rice all year round. One of the things I try to do when I'm eating is to cook my rice specifically with a whole lot of vegetables. So if I'm cooking a pound of rice, I will put like 2 bundles of callaloo, a lot of vegetables, and stuff like that. So it really reduces the amount of consumption of rice that I intake and still getting that rice. So that's a solution that you can put within your diet. To still eat, to still indulge, but you're consuming less. Obviously, the basic is try and eat more vegetables than normal, or eat all your fruits and vegetables do eat them as much as possible. But in eating, when you're consuming, try and eat your vegetables first, because that is the most important thing. I think I shared some time ago that we learn to eat backwards. So we eat all our carbohydrates first, and then we eat the meat last. But in truth and in fact, if we eat the vegetables first and we eat the meat with the vegetables, if you're full, you're less tempted to eat the carbohydrates. But what we have learned is that so we eat the carbohydrates first, and even if you're full, you're not going to leave the meat. Right? So it's something that we have to retrain our brain. So even within this season, if you are interested in trying to manage how you eat or the amount of calories that you eat, just try and employ some of those tactics, and I think it will really, really be beneficial for you.
Interesting that you said all of that, Stokeley Rose, because one of the things, if I think or if I feel, you can feel when you're putting on a little bit of weight. If I feel as if my body's getting a little bit heavy, one of the first things I stop eating is rice.
Right.
No rice at all. I mean, I'm not giving advice. Clearly, I can't. I'm not giving advice, but I'm speaking personally. That's one of the first things I do. And so for a while, I'll just have meat and vegetables alone. Or in those periods of time when I was not eating meat, because I flirted with veganism from time to time, I'll just have vegetables alone, and or the things that you have along with that, limited amounts of like bami and so on. I had a little food regime that I used to use. So I found it interesting that you said that we have been taught to eat backwards. We need to rearrange that. Eat the vegetables first, then the meat, then you might still want to eat the rice, but at least you would not have omitted the most essential.
Right. And you're less likely to eat the rice if you don't put a whole lot of gravy on it. If you're not putting all,
yes,
it's less likely to happen if you just eat the rice by itself.
Wow, amazing!
I know that's a really key thing, though, and I'm glad that you even mentioned that, because about omitting rice from the diet.
Yes.
Because we do have a lot of ground provisions that you can use as suitable alternatives.
Yes.
That's really, really good for you.
But Stokeley Rose, I'm going to paint a scenario here. How do all the family and friends activities, how do you do all of those things and still keep healthy and fit? Because the table is spread now, Stokeley. All the food is there, some of the food look really good, and the cake and the thick icing and everything, and you just want to just help those listening, Stokeley, who need some inspiration.
But you really can't. I shouldn't. You can't. You can't. Socially, you can't not eat within this season, because it's also a little bit emotional.
Yes.
I'm
glad you brought that up. Emotional, yes.
It's also a little bit emotional that we overconsume. So
yes.
Me personally, not that anybody can gift me things, but I really tell most persons I don't necessarily want to be gifted any cake. If you give me a cake, more than likely I'm going to re-gift it. And that's one of the things that we have to train our brain to that you can't eat enough.
Yes.
Right, you can't eat enough, and because you can't eat enough, you have to train your brain to kind of accept things and re-gift them to persons who need it.
Yes.
So one of the things that families specifically should do, and it's something that, since I've grown up with my grandparents, is that, socially, there are a lot of persons who don't have. And I think we should really use the season sometimes. As much as we have to think about those who don't have, and try and give a lot of the things that, we might be overindulging in to persons who don't have. And it's a good teaching moment for children. It's a good bonding moment just for adults to give back and to psychologically retrain the society around food and how we consume, overconsume during the festive season. You're not going to be able to stop the eating because it's embedded in our culture. So it's just, you have to make sure that personally you act responsible.
Yes.
Especially understanding, especially as you're getting older, your body don't need as much calories. You're not an athlete. I mean, I always say we're trained improperly because females, by and large, don't need as much calories as males, but yet we eat the same amount of food consistently. Unless that female is an athlete or, she's required to eat that amount of calories. So even as young adults, you're not doing the body a disservice by giving the boy more food than the girl. It's just biologically, we really should implement some of these things so it offsets problems that we face year in and year out. I was talking to my friend yesterday just about the diabetic and the hypertensive culture that we have. And it's a direct result of the foods that we consume. And you see that your parents and your grandparents have passed away from these NCDs.
Yeah, lifestyle diseases.
And yet we perpetuate the same cultural habits that lead us onto that path. And it's not just we are now teaching it out to our children, so we're teaching our children how to die faster. And that is something that we have to make our minds up as individuals and as families, retrain our brain. The biggest disservice that has been done to us as human beings is that we attach good moments to bad food from a young age. So birthdays, cakes.
Yes.
Right? So all of these things that we are
lots of ice cream.
All of these things that we learn at a very young age.
Yes.
It comes home to roost as we get older.
We're almost out of time already. Stokeley Rose, CEO, Train Fit Club. What final words can you leave with us? Because some people might even slip here and there. They put on a couple extra pounds. What words do you want to leave for them?
Well, I mean, as I said, Train Fit Club, we provide solutions for persons, no matter the year, no matter the season. You can always contact us on any of our IG pages. Go on our website. We just launched a new app. You can download it in the iOS store, or you can download it in the Google store. It's there for everybody to get. And we are here to provide practical solutions for you. Doesn't matter the age of the persons, the gender. We want to make sure that our focus remains steadfast in giving persons solutions through whatever season.
And of course, for those generally, continue to keep active, walking, jogging, going to the gym, whatever, playing football, swimming, whatever it is that you do.
Yes.
Stokeley Rose, I think I'm getting a signal, Stokeley Rose. I think we're completely and totally out of time. I want to thank you, sir, for being with us in this second watch. Thank you very much for your time and for your thoughts. Thank you, sir. And thank you, those who are listening, for being with us. Visit the Love 100 FM YouTube channel, Facebook page, and now TikTok at Love 100 FM Jamaica for this and all other Love 100 FM programs. And of course, this is the Morning Watch on our app, Love 101 app. Download it today and stay connected to the family station, Love 101 FM, the #1 gospel station in Jamaica. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and to our guests. Join Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint next year, 2025, when the Morning Watch returns after a break. He will continue to look at the issues of the day. I am Stokeley Marshall, praying that you will have a joyous and holy season in Christ, as I hand you back to Love in the Morning with Trakal.
At the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we are committed to the values of care, compassion, excellence in service, integrity, teamwork, and innovation as we work to safeguard the health of our nation. The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is 8 a.m. and you are now invited to listen to Forward in Faith, brought to you by the New Testament Church of God in Bayside, Portmore.